Hey guys, so it's finally time for the last Top 20 Tuesday, even though 2 of them weren't on a Tuesday. Oops. So it's time for the top 5, and I will express this. These are all my own opinions. If you don't agree with any of them, that's fine. Same with any of them on the list, but with the top 5 more than anything, because it's just down to personal enjoyment, really. And you might get something out of these shows, you might not. But I personally think I've picked some bloody good shows, so let's talk about them, starting with number 5, which is Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann is one of those shows that was shown to me really, really early on in my serious anime viewing history, I suppose. It was one of those things that I didn't think I would enjoy because I've never really been that big into mech shows, and this is definitely one of them. But this show had an absolutely massive impact on me. Because, let's face it, this show is nothing short of epic. It has such an incredible sense of scale, an amazing story, and just interesting themes throughout the whole thing. And it was just a truly incredible experience that I would recommend to not only anime fans, but to people who might not be that into anime, because Yoko aside, this is probably a really good gateway anime because it's just really, really well done. I pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition of Gurren Lagann, which comes out in May, I think, and May's going to be an expensive month because of this. It's either May or June, and I just cannot wait to get my hands on it because it means I have a reason to rewatch the whole series because I'll actually have access to all of it, and it's going to be great, and I'm so excited about doing it because it's one of those things that will just stick with me for the rest of my life because it is an incredible series. Number 4 is Higurashi no Nakakoro ni and Higurashi no Nakakoro ni Kai. Higurashi, or in English When They Cry, is one of those shows that I was really invested in when I first watched it, which was about 5 or 6 years ago. It was probably the first show that I really loved while I was watching anime on a serious level for the first time. I just loved this show for everything that it was. I loved it for all the mystery it presented, I loved it for the gore that we got from it. To be honest, I had nightmares about tearing off my own fingernails a couple nights afterwards, not gonna lie. And the way that it wraps itself up by presenting an entire series of questions and then an entire series of answers was just so interesting to me. And it still is, and I still really, really recommend it to most people. And the perfect thing about it is, even though they keep making more Higurashi stuff, I have no desire to see any more of it because it wrapped up really perfectly, it was conclusive, and it was great for that. Because there are so many series that just do not have conclusive endings, and the fact that Higurashi did was a really important factor in why I like it so much. I just like Higurashi, okay? Number 3 on the list is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Do I have to explain this choice? Really? Well, I still enjoyed the first series of Full Metal Alchemist, and that was probably something that I watched straight after Higurashi. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood does everything that that series did, but better. It's honestly, out of all the things on my list, probably the most perfect adaptation of something that I have ever seen in my entire life. It was beautifully animated, really well voiced, really well done. It just didn't waste a second of the airing time that it had. This show, and this entire franchise, is popular with reason. It's absolutely fantastic, mainly because I am a sucker for shows with, like, adventure and progression, and this story had that in spades. If you haven't seen Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, fix it. Fix that right now. Stop watching this video, go watch that, okay? Number 2 on the list is something that I was debating whether it should be on the list at all, because it's very similar to another show that I watched and really enjoyed called Beck, and this one is Nana. If you are into shoujo drama series with a really good soundtrack and sort of an underlying story about trying to make it big with your band or whatever, go watch Nana. I probably get more of a kick out of drama than I probably should, but the fact that this story plays out so well and is just thoroughly interesting all the way through, all that stuff, and the fact that the characters feel really real to me and I could connect with them a lot. And that's a really important thing in drama series, because I can see myself in both of the characters' names, Nana, and for all the good and bad that that is, I have accepted that, and I just really like it. There are a few problems with this show in the manga series. The manga never ended, and it probably never will end at this point. The story didn't play out like I wanted it to, and the end was a bit shit. The reason that I can sort of appreciate the fact that it played out the way that I didn't want it to is because it's very real. Like, life doesn't work out the way you want it to sometimes, and it sucks, but I just wanted a happy ending, and it didn't really have an ending, per se, I suppose. I would absolutely love it if they made more Nana, if they made it with a more conclusive ending or whatever, but it doesn't look like they're going to, so. Number 1, everyone should know this if you've been around for a while, and I will be surprised if a lot of people didn't see this coming, but number 1 on my list is still Kino's Journey. So if you didn't know that, hi, welcome, you must be new here. This has been my favourite show for a good few years now, and I always say, when people ask me for recommendations, go watch Kino's Journey. I love the show for the fact that in watching it, you sort of feel like you're going through a journey with Kino and Hermes, and you go through this world with all its laws and its politics and its customs and ethics, and it's just so interesting to me. More for the fact that I used to be a philosophy student and I really enjoyed philosophy and ethics and that whole thing. But the thing is that I can rewatch this series so many times and get something new out of it nearly every time that I watch it. It's so different to everything that I see nowadays. It's so different to all the slice of life comedy action series that's so hit or miss. And this one is just really well done. I would love for nothing more than a second season of this, and I know I will never ever get that. But I absolutely love Kino's Journey with a passion. It's so wonderful, especially for people like me who really like studying ethics for fun. That's it, I did it! So there is a question to you guys now. I would be super interested if you could give me a top 5 or a top 10 or a top whatever of your favourite shows, if you have them. Or just a favourite show of yours, because I would be so interested to see what kind of things you guys like. So, don't forget to leave a comment down there. And that's it for Top 20 Tuesdays that wasn't really on Tuesdays. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that these were late, but I explained why. So, thank you for watching, take care, and I will see you guys soon.